pace, but it looks like they should be clear for the next 2 to 3 laps, so we'll get an illustration. I'll keep an eye on their lap time so we can see it. The 32 BMW here has kind of steadied the ship after a real wobble pace-wise, where we heard the engineer get on the radio to try and steady that ship. Still,
who is going really defensive to cover off the inside line in the McLaren. Marciello in the BMW getting quicker and quicker and quicker, but again he can only go to the outside line down towards turn 12. Is there a gap up the inside? No. Marvin Kirchhoff closes the door. He's up the curb. Marciello arrives at 14 at the hairpin, crawling all over the back of the curb. Happy McLaren gets back onto the racetrack. The field then now coming up to the exit of Pith Path and down towards campus for the first time, but a really good first lap from Kirchhoff. Another Garage 59 McLaren out in the gravel, but able to rejoin. Goon second, Abril third, Goetz, Engel next in. Audi gets up the inside and is sideways, and by that stage he's lost it.
I think he's just had to lift when he wants to be on the throttle. That's taken the weight off the rear, and watch that crunch. Oh. Ow. Wow, the slow-mo making it very, very dramatic, and you can see the energy that's been dissipated in the crash structure on the...
Terry Vermeulen, you can see from the graphic on left screen, Mek Janssen with that brilliant start up to 13th overall, leads the silver class and bronze. Rinat Salikov in his Mercedes, he is down in 25th position overall.
Hairpin, and it was the car in third place that ended up, was there contact? Yes, there was. We were looking through the windscreen of Jim Pla's McLaren. He might say, Rivera turned across my nose, but you do.
4/10, who is now in the grasp of Kelvin van der Linde.
That's so interesting, because just a few moments ago we were discussing the fact that now he's Marvin Kirchhoff is going to have to look backwards as well as forward. I didn't expect the BMW to come closing in so quickly onto his tail. So suddenly the pressure is off our race leader Jordan Pepper. He can relax and run his natural line, and he's also about
who tries to stand his ground on the inside. Alex Arca is looking for a way past James Kell as they get to the braking zone, and Arca's going to try on the outside line. Doesn't quite work. James Kell stands his ground, gets roughed up on the curb on the outside. Who's going to come out ahead? In car is Chris Lallam. He is out of the race on the opening lap of the race. It all got very crowded coming down towards turn 6, did it not? And we know that Maxime Martin was spat out. So number 9 Mercedes
and the best of the rest. It's still Bastien Boost. Fleming nearly made it work. And look at Thierry Vermeulen. He's moving. He's trying to go around the outside. Does go around the outside of Simon Gachet. Typically, importantly for him, one of the cars challenging him, that one, the Rutronic Porsche, is 3 positions further back. Started the race just 1 position down. So frustration, as we saw from Alessio Picariello when he got past, and doesn't want to let anyone else through. He's got very...
He tries the outside line now, and the Mercedes goes all the way around the outside at Corvone. Abril up the inside into turn 12, and he gets the place back absolutely on the ragged edge. Francois Abril, Stolz trying to switch.
Oh, that is an awful place to be on the exit of Blanchimont. He needs to get out of the way. That is...
Big crash, drama that's been collected by Mercedes. 2 cars, 3 cars involved, and I'm afraid to say that is going to bring out the safety car, because there is through. He's up the inside, that's going to be the outside. Damage to the Porsche though now. Look, the front of Sven Muller's car has been damaged by rubbing up against the Ferrari. The front balance has dipped, and all of a sudden it's going to change the situation massively. It's not dragging on the ground.
Into the hairpin, and it was Chavez, wasn't it, and the Emerald Frey car of Ben Green. They were starting 8th and 9th respectively. They've got together, both survived, and Chavez did a mega job keeping it out of the way.
It's by 1 point. Remember, I pointed that before the start of the race, but Lucas Auer's car is just 1 point behind, but importantly is 1 position ahead. But right now he's going to have absolutely no rest up until they get to that pit window, and then they'll have to decide when to come in.
Through penalty
to hit his time. So the pace relative, the average speed in class, we've just seen the graphic, each of the last five laps, Kelvin van der Linde has gained on the average class position, but he only cares about 1 car.
To be from the contact, as we see a lunge there, that was a very, very low chance move of working out, and that 611 Nordique car has done so well to keep the momentum going backwards, not to get stuck in the gravel. He's going to try, I think, and get all the way back. I thought for a second he did.
Call by Niels Vitic within the first 3 laps, go straight to safety car rather than FCY. So safety car will greet them at the end of the opening lap, and what a hectic lap it was.
That really was. Fellas done well in that lead. This is a pressure point, and somewhere the pressure has to be released.
Right, top 5 in the class is there on the screen. So Luca Engstler top in the pro class. He's running in 5th, 6th position overall. Gold, Tom Fleming running in 3rd. Silver, Kobe Powell's. He's 12th overall, but he's changing. So a helping hand may come from the car sitting in behind it, and that's the number 17
car that's had its own battles. Of course, we saw Jules Gournon is being held back for the final stint, but Richard Lee's been given a bit of
decision for me for a car that's already a lap down.
And Dennis Marshall, in another delayed car, has now done the fastest lap of the race. Last and penultimate are two very quick drivers. Dennis Marshall is last. So just confirmation as you look at this gold battle. It was Dan Harper in 991 who also served that stop-go. So they put him into the car. Gournon, he's won it in a Mercedes-AMG. There is Vincent Abril. He was a Sprint Cup winner at Brands Hatch back in May, and he runs third as the cars now come over the timing line to effectively put a racing lap in the book. It is Finn Wiebelhaus's Ford Mustang that is the fastest in a straight line at 272 kilometers an hour. The BMW's next of Will Moore recovering after the spin, and Charles Weertz, Jon van Aert's Audi fourth, and James Kellett the fifth Bravin.
Fleming, winner last year here, of course, in the Silver Cup in Ferrari, as we see two Audis going at it, and it's about to be three, isn't it? Two Tresor cars with a Santalock meat sandwich there. This battle is great. Outside the top 20, two silver cars there side by side. This is going to ride to the top 8. This is a mega drive so far, and now he will be trying to chase down the BMW. Will that potentially help Lucas Auer if Weertz has to start looking in his mirror at this 58 McLaren?
Yeah, sometimes you need the cavalry for rotation as well. So a yellow sector on the circuit, not thus far affecting Jordan Peppered. He's starting to pull clear. Safety cars clearly still sitting on the track, so that will bunch the whole field up. But in terms of places gained,
involved already was that number 7. There's a McLaren on the grass there as well up the escape road. So, as expected, it's all busy straight away. Gournon leading, yellow flags out. In second place, it is Bortolotti. In third place, Mauro Engel. That's Antares out, going straight on. Darren Lund goes across Nannerate, down towards turn 1, and now Rovera tries to rebuild the lead. Dennis Marshall chasing after him, but with respect, Marshall is not in the fight for the win, because that car will have to make a slow regulation pit stop. It'll drop out of the equation.
Tell that to Marshall to get a scalp of a Ferrari factory. Vermeulen is the car on the move as he's having to defend now from Klingman. Klingman will know the championship is there, and that will make it easier for him to ask the question, can he go for the cutback? Auer's still defending hard here. He feels that the car is going to come to him, and it's worth defending, losing time. That's hung Klingman up. Fella down the inside now. In that
has got ahead. No, he's sorry. Beg your pardon, Muller is in behind Ugo de Wilde, but the group of cars coming up to challenge them, and then McLaren's coming to the Joseph Loke will be coming into shot very shortly. Just is there. He's trying to catch up with Chris Lulham and see what they can do about the cars ahead.
Lights go green, and over the timing line goes Marvin Kirchhofer ahead of Marciello, ahead of Engel. Sven Muller not quite as close to the pack as he wanted to be, and coming under pressure from Gilles Magnussen in the Audi, who's almost nibbling at the back of the Porsche coming up to turn 2.
Santalock, the team that had the mechanics out on the grid first, so those tyres hotter than everyone else.
I think we found who we ran into.
Yes.
One of the come to you Astons. That doesn't really narrow it down.
270.
Or in 55th, that's Leroy.
Right.
The wheel.
So Alexandre Leroy up from Mikey Porter in that McLaren, one car but one behind Vermeulen, is in that Gold Cup battle in the race. So Vermeulen's not out of the woods, is he?
Dustin Blackner is a massive fighter, isn't he? Just loves a scrap, and he's getting really stuck in. And right alongside him, the Lion Speed GP car, pushing and locking him through. Gabriel Rindon resisting, but could only do it so long. The Ferrari from Kessel Racing was really clever to accelerate almost on the point of braking. So everyone accelerates, then brakes, and yes, definitely the front end on Niederhauser's Porsche washed away a little bit. Others still trying to struggle for grip as they're getting around. SC really picking up the pace through the course of this meeting, and that's why Lucas Auer can't pick off the silver entry of Gilles Stadtbutter, who's just putting his car where he wants it, and that was very quick in the race yesterday, that car. But Charles Weertz, another lap on the board.
Done. Beached. Sven Muller was the aggressor. That's going to get looked at, and it's going to be a safety car, isn't it, to get that out of the way. Tim Sandler, yes, tried his best to keep it moving, but it just got a little bit bogged down as the speed came out of the car. So in race control, they have a look and think, what do we do now? Day goes through. The Aston Martin picks up the class lead, and you've also got Benji Goethe there on the inside line trying to get past the pair, which he does, so good move. Through he goes, and we understand from people trackside there's a report of a bit of light rain starting to fall now, so that could be something else just to throw this race into the air. It's been dramatic enough already.
Klingman bang on his tail, Fella, woof.
and then Leclerc right on his tail too. Very tight.
Looking into my crystal ball, this is why GT racing is a team sport. This is going to be a pit road.
With a hairpin bit of damage on the front of that Mercedes, but Neubauer stands his ground as now into the mix as well comes the Audi of Alex Arca and the BMW of Kelvin van der Linde.
Van der Linde is going to be licking his lips. This hasn't got the pace, but you have the aggression in racecraft, I think, to pick a few off here. I think the damage on Stoltz could have...
Pit lane was blocked with the car expiring. That looks mechanical. Yeah, very mechanical. Massive cloud of smoke out of the back. It looks like it's the end of the race, never mind mechanical. I was thinking he's coasted in with Söderström, and the challenge for 5th place, the Rover liveried BMW. It is now in the hands of Jesse Krohn. He's crawling all over the back of Leonardo Moncini. Top of the race to go as you look at Sven Müller in number 96 Porsche, the Rutronic car, going up through turn 7, the other side of which Tommaso Mosca here is pounding up towards the right of turn 12.
I thought he was destined for that. Perfect start for Kirchhoff as well. Didn't have to defend one, was Pepper on his heels. Did Kirchhoff go early? It will get reviewed, of course, but perfect start for the Garage 59 McLaren.
And yesterday, of course, with their red and yellow Ferraris had the...
And you could see all the carbon fibre as well from other cars. Drivers doing well to avoid that. That would have been in the blind spot, and Rivera doing well to flick it round with the traction control off. Now getting more single file outside the top 15. Big slide there for Tom Fleming.
Yeah, well, of course, that was the dream result there for Luca Engster and Patrick Nieder.
The Panis Mercedes here, being a Mercedes team player and holding up Van der Linde there for Engel in the Mercedes. That's currently 13th. Different teams, of course, but manufacturer preference may be just a motivation for Panis.
Started way back on the grid on the 28th row, and he's running now in 15th place, about to become 14th. James Kellett then up the inside line, but that is a massive swing in fortunes. The back of the grid now being in the lead battle pack with clever use of the pit strategy early on.